Davion Mitchell shuts down Miami in Game 2 masterclass that no one saw coming. They said it couldn't be done, that the Miami Heat, with all their playoff experience, depth, and resilience, would be too much to handle, but all of that pre-game confidence dissolved the moment Davion Mitchell stepped onto the floor and took command of Game 2 in a performance so dominant, so electrifying, that it left fans stunned, analysts scrambling to adjust their narratives, and the Heat looking completely rattled. From the moment the ball went up for the opening tip, it was clear that this wasn't going to be another slow-paced, play-it-safe game from the Cleveland Cavaliers. Instead, it was an all-out assault led by a hyper-focused Mitchell, whose energy, precision, and aggression instantly changed the tempo and set a tone that the Heat simply couldn't match. The Cavaliers, still smarting from a disappointing Game 1, came out with fire in their eyes and urgency in their every move, and Mitchell was the driving force behind the transformation, bringing not just points and assists but an intangible intensity that made everyone around him better and shifted the entire dynamic of the series. While Miami relied on their usual core, Bam Adebayo setting screens and rolling hard, Tyler Herro probing the defense, and Max Strus spacing the floor, the Cavs came out with a completely different mindset, one built around attacking the rim, pressing the pace, and hitting the Heat where it hurt most, their perimeter defense. Mitchell didn't hesitate. With every possession, he made deliberate, calculated choices that exposed the Heat's vulnerabilities, whether it was a smooth step-back jumper that left Herro stumbling, a no-look dish to Mobley cutting down the lane, or a defensive play where he turned defense into transition offense in a flash. The difference in energy was palpable. Cleveland played like a team on a mission, with Mitchell at the center of it all, orchestrating the offense with a calm ferocity that you don't usually see from a player in just his second postseason run, and it showed in the way the team responded. Garland fed off his tempo, Mobley grew bolder with each possession, and the entire squad looked revitalized. Miami, known for their grit and ability to adapt, tried to fight back. They extended their bench, brought in Hunter to disrupt Cleveland's rhythm, and even tried to trap Mitchell at the top. But it wasn't enough because Mitchell's command of the game wasn't just physical, it was cerebral. He was reading the defense 2 moves ahead and adjusting on the fly. Every time the Heat tried to mount a run, Mitchell answered, drawing a foul here, hitting a clutch jumper there, keeping the Cavaliers calm and focused while chaos unfolded around them. And it was this steady leadership that allowed Cleveland to slowly, methodically, take control of the game and never look back. And while Mitchell was the headline, Ty Jerome's performance off the bench was the exclamation point. After being relatively quiet in Game 1, Jerome came in and lit up the scoreboard with 16 fourth-quarter points, slicing through the defense and knocking down shots with a confidence that made the Heat's second unit look like spectators. The synergy between Jerome and Mitchell was electric: dribble handoffs, backdoor cuts, seamless pick-and-roll action, and it completely disoriented Miami's defense, forcing mismatches and opening lanes that Cleveland exploited over and over until Spoelstra had no choice but to call timeout after timeout just to stop the bleeding. But the truth was, no amount of coaching adjustments could fix what was unraveling on the floor, because the Cavaliers weren't just executing, they were imposing their will, dominating every 50-50 ball, every hustle play, and every critical possession, with Mitchell at the heart of it all, proving that this wasn't just a fluke, it was a declaration. By the time the final quarter began, it was no longer about if Cleveland could win, it was about how much they would win by, because the confidence was overflowing, the rhythm was locked in, and Miami looked utterly out of answers, struggling to generate clean looks and being forced into contested shots as the Cavaliers' defense tightened the screws. Even the referees couldn't shift the tide. Mitchell masterfully baited contact, got to the line, and played with a poise that belied his age, while the Heat, desperate for bailout shots, began settling for low-percentage threes that only widened the gap and gave Cleveland more opportunities to run. And the defensive end? That was where Mitchell made his biggest statement. His on-ball pressure was relentless, his rotations were sharp, and he disrupted Miami's offensive sets with such precision that even their go-to plays started falling apart, forcing isolation possessions that played right into Cleveland's hands. What Davion Mitchell did in Game 2 wasn't just about points or stats, it was about leadership, control, and sending a message to an entire conference that the Cavaliers are not just participants in this postseason, they're contenders, and with Mitchell at the helm, they have every intention of rewriting the script. So what now? That's the question on everyone's mind. Can Miami regroup, retool, and respond, or have the Cavaliers discovered the formula to turn this series upside down and take control heading into Game 3 with all the momentum? Regardless of what happens next, one thing is undeniable: Davion Mitchell has arrived, and he's not here to blend in, he's here to take over, and tonight, he did just that in a performance that fans will be talking about long after the series is over. Because sometimes, it only takes one game to change everything, and tonight, Mitchell didn't just change the game, he owned it, reshaped it, and turned it into his own personal masterpiece.